We'll give few minutes to this so that they can join. But if you have already joined, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I'll take those questions. I'm doing well, SB. Tham, how are you? Hi, Kavya. I messaged you previously on Discord. I am starting my master's in data science and AI at University of Liverpool part-time in January next year. I was wondering what courses would you recommend prior to starting my master's in order to get up to date and have a head start in masters, Python, maths, etc. Yeah, so I think you shared some screenshot of one of the courses on Udemy. It seems to be a good course for Python because they are covering other Python packages as well, like sklearn, TensorFlow, NumPy, Pandas, things like that. So if you go through that course, you will have good understanding about how different packages work and what is the use case of a particular package and when to use what. So you'll be able to understand those things from that course. As for maths and calculus, I think there are two, well, maths and statistics, there are two channels. And of course, my channel, I have statistic playlist. You can go through that as well. But I think that will help you more in uh, working with projects and probably answering some of the interview questions. But if you want to understand the basics, or if you just want to go through the whole statistics and maths, you can follow two channels. The first one is StatQuest, which I'm sure you would have heard of, and the other one is Three Blue One Brown, or three, yeah, it's Three Blue One Brown. So that's the channel name. I'm planning for masters in US in fall 2024. What's your view? In my bachelor's, I took electronics and communication engineering. And which stream do you suggest to take for masters? Is it worth take masters in US? Right. So doing masters, yes, it is good. Um, you can do it. Which stream to take? Again, that is something which is which is something which you need to decide on your own. Do you want to stick to electronics and communication? If you want to do that, yes, of course, go for masters in electronics. But if you want to switch domains, you can do that as well. One of my friends, she did her bachelor's in electronics and communications, and then she worked in Infosys for around 2 to 3 years, I guess. And there she was working on IT projects, and then she took masters in computer science. So that's what she is doing. But then she had some IT experience, so hopefully that will help her. She's still doing her masters, so hopefully that will help her find a job. But if you are fresher and you have just completed your bachelor's in electronics and communications, and if you don't have any IT experience, in that case, first I would suggest gaining some IT experience. It could be in any service based companies. If they come to your university for hiring, you can go to that. Uh, but if you don't have any IT experience, in that case, I think it will be bit hard to even cope up with the course. But then it depends. If you have good understanding of programming languages and stuff, you should be able to cope up with the course. That shouldn't be a problem. um, about worth, US has a good pay scale as compared to other locations like UK or other European regions. So if that is the only factor that you're looking for, then yes, you can go for US, and hopefully you'll be happy with that. But then the expenses are also quite high in US, so that is also you need to keep in mind. And as for course, yes, it is good. But I think in US they have very selective universities which are providing courses for, let's say, data science or something. So if you want to specialize into these things, then you may find it hard to find a university which has a very well laid out data science course. But then there are, I mean, all the universities, they do provide a masters in computer science. So if that's what you're looking for, then you will be able to find universities quite easily there. Should I do CSP 0, well, CS50P prior to Python for data science and machine learning bootcamp? I don't recall what was there in CS. I'm assuming this is one of the courses on Coursera because I have seen something very similar to this. If that is the course you're talking about, and I'm assuming this is going to cover all the basic fundamentals of computer science. If you want to brush up, or if you want to learn computer science uh, basics foundations, yes, that would be good. But it's not like you have to do this course before you get into Python and data science and machine learning. You can do these courses parallelly if you want, or if you can. So okay, right, so you're talking about the free course on YouTube. Yeah, that's good. I would suggest you can do these courses parallelly. You don't have to do them one after the other. But if you feel like you won't be able to cope up, then you can go for one after the other. From hardware, yeah, that's why I thought it is also available on Coursera as well. Can you please suggest me some universities? Well, I don't know exactly which university is good in US. Well, when you come out of India, you will realize all the universities are good. It's just a matter of how well you manage your time and how well you use the resources which have been provided to you by the university. So you need to look into what your criterias are, and those criterias can be fees, location, course structure itself, what kind of optional modules they are providing, how do they evaluate, uh, faculty, things like that, research background, and those kind of things. So there are a lot of different factors. You need to make your mind which factors are important for you. Some universities are good in certain things, then other universities are good in different things. So you need to make your mind which factors are important for you. If you want to do one after other, then I would suggest go for CS50 Python first, and then once you're done with that, you can go to Udemy Python Bootcamp. How to get internship in US? What should I prepare for my internship? So the question is, what type of internship you're looking for? So if you could tell me that, then I may be, then I may well be able to tell you what to prepare for. For example, you want to do internship in web development, or do you want to do internship in uh, data science, data analytics? I have a plan to take MS in computer science. Right. So if you take computer science, a lot of universities they cover. I think they start with C, C++, Java, things like that. Um, but then, but I don't know which stream to choose for a job. Can you please suggest? Right. I would say software developer or software development roles, they are more as compared to data science or data analytics roles. So if you have interest in software development, then that is a good pathway. And once you have, well, data science and software development, they are merging quite drastically, I would say, because now there is very thin line between these two domains. Mm, especially from data science perspective, because when people are looking for data scientists, they expect you to know lot of computer science fundamentals, lot of computer science principles. But when someone is hiring for software developer, they usually don't expect you to know data science stuff. So, and I think it is mainly because the job market has become very saturated. A lot of people, they just learn Python and they learn how to use sklearn, and then they say, uh, I know machine learning, and then they start applying for jobs and stuff. And when a very simple question is asked, they are not able to answer those questions. So because of that, I think for data scientist, the requirements are a bit high. So as a fresher, I would say you can start with computer science, software developer. So once you will have very good understanding about software development, its principles and things like that, I think I think you will be able to get into data science in future if you want to. But if you feel like you're happy in developing softwares, you can stick to software development. So uh, and for software development as well, there are a lot of different things. You can either be a web developer, you can be systems software developer, you can Well, you can be Android app developer or Swift or iOS developer, things like that. And all these different domains have different languages for them. But if you learn one programming language, it will be very easy for you to pick other programming languages. So you need to see which one you are interested in. But if you just simply talk about the most popular one, I would say web development is the most popular one. And also in web development, I think Stack is the most popular one these days. People use these JavaScript frameworks to create web applications. So whatever your university will cover, that will always be there. But I think you can start learning JavaScript maybe. I have done BSc non-medical. Can I do MSc data science in UK and also suggest few universities? Yes, you should be able to do MSc in data science because in my batch there were people from a lot of different backgrounds, from finance, from management, from medical as well, a pharmaceutical background. So, well, you have non-medical, so I'm not sure how to differentiate it, but I'll just take it as irrelevant background. So, in my batch, there were so many people from irrelevant background, and then still they were able to complete the course, and some of them also have found a job as a fresher. I'm saying so. Yes, it is totally possible. Some universities, again, there are a lot of different factors that you need to consider: fees, course structure, the kind of scholarship that you can get, location, things like that. So there are a lot of different factors. But if you want some of the best universities, then University of Edinburgh, uh, King's College London, LSE, Imperial College. So those are the universities which are really good, but then their fees is also very high. Let's say I have joined one company with 1 month back, and if I'm getting higher pay, should I switch? I have switched before, just working 2 months for another company. If you have already done it, I won't suggest doing it that often because then it will not look good on your resume. If it is significantly higher and if they're ready to offer you a role, then maybe you can switch. But then after you switch, don't include your prior experience. So whatever 3 4 months of experience that you have had, don't add it on your resume. And whichever company you are going to join now, stay there for at least 1.5 to 2 years, because if you have so many changes on your resume, that to just 2 months or 1 month, something like that, it just looks really bad on your resume. Then what should I learn for software development in India, and what are the things should I do after moving to US? Which language should I start as a fresher? Well, you can start with JavaScript, like I told you. If you want to be a web developer, and other things that you can do is you can learn about data structures and algorithms. But then if you search for data structures and algorithm, you will find lot of content using C++ or Java programming language. So that's there, but you will be able to find data structures and algorithm tutorial in JavaScript as well. So if you're able to find something, I think that would be great. But if you think for a long run, if you think from long run perspective, in that case, I would suggest starting with JavaScript would be a better option because you'll be using JavaScript more often than not. But if you start with C++ programming language, you will probably not use it after a while. So you'll have to pick syntax for another language. So if you want to do it that way, I think JavaScript is a safer option. If I don't mention my 2 month experience, they will find it in the end. This may create a problem. Well, if it is not there on your resume, and well, not putting it on your resume is something different than completely hiding it, is because in 2 months of experience you don't really learn much. And if you don't put that on your resume, you will not, well, you will show them that you have not changed companies, right? And then it will be much more safer for you, and the goal is to get an interview call. And if you have so many changes on your resume, there are chances that you will not never receive an interview call, because then they will feel like you're someone who won't stick for long. So they will never give you an interview call. So after you get interview call and feel like things have gone good in interview, and if they're ready to offer you a role, in that case, yes, you can uh, tell them that you had a job for like 2 months or something like that, or 2 months of experience. In that stage it's fine. But the reason why I'm saying not to put on your resume is to be able to get calls. But I won't suggest changing companies that often in the first place. But if you really want to change, in that case, you may want to hide your 2 months experience. I'm currently in my final year. I had 3 months of experience in Sunderland, in Sutherland Global Service, as an associate IT technical support. Can I add it on my resume for my internship in US? Yes, of course you can add it in your resume that you have some internship experience. And don't confuse 2 3 months of 2 3 months of internship experience with 2 3 months of full-time experience. They are very different. Can you suggest some YouTube videos or some other sources for knowledge in maths and coding for masters in data science? Well, there is nothing specifically for masters in data science, but if you want to learn maths and statistics, um, I was just talking about that earlier today. So you can follow StatQuest, or you can follow 3 Blue 1 Brown. And I also have a statistics playlist on my channel where I have talked about the statistical concept, and then we have also implemented that using Python. So that way you will get a bit more practical knowledge than just a theory. So these are the three resources which I can suggest you. So, but it's technical support. So the end goal is to keep your resume in one page. So you don't want to just have things in half of the page and then leave half of the page empty. So if you have good amount of projects and if you have done some relevant projects which you think are going to help you to find an internship, and if they are good enough to cover uh, that one page, in that case, no, you don't need this technical support experience. But if you don't have any projects and if you don't have anything else, then yes, it can be something which you can add in on your resume. How to do projects real time in programming language by myself. So first thing is, or the first step is to learn the programming language. So for example, you learn JavaScript. Now that you have learned JavaScript, you can uh, use, well, you have to learn HTML, CSS as well to create a web app, but those things are not really that hard. You will be able to pick that up while doing the project. So pick a very basic, a lot of people do these to-do lists, right? You can just simply go on YouTube and search for to-do list using JavaScript, and then you'll be able to find a tutorial. Try to follow that tutorial once you have learned JavaScript, because then you'll be able to make more sense out of that particular project. Once you have developed one project, then you will have a good idea about how to proceed with the project, and then you can pick a bit complex project which can involve CRUD. So CRUD means create, read, update, and delete. So you will also have a database in the backend. You will create a form, and in using the form, you will submit some information. It will get loaded into the database, and then you will display that information. That will be your read. And then, for example, you want to change phone number, you will change the phone number. That will be update. And then, if you want to delete that information from the database using an UI, that will cover your delete operation. So that can be your second project. And while you are doing your second project, it's good to learn some JavaScript frameworks. So you can start with, let's say, React.js, and for database, you can learn MongoDB. So if you learn these two, then for MERN stack, you will be done with two of the components. So MERN, so M stands for MongoDB, E stands for Express.js, R stands for React.js, and N stands for Node.js, right? So out of these four, you would have already completed MongoDB and React, and you'll be in a good position to design a beautiful UI using React. And then only two left components, which will be Node and Express, that you will need to learn. So I think that way you will be able to come up with a very good pathway to learn that. So the first step is to learn JavaScript. I hope you were able to get that thing. I hope it made sense, right? So first step is to learn JavaScript, and then you can look for some projects on YouTube. Does BCS accreditation matters? I won't say so, because a lot of universities, they don't have uh, BCS accreditation here in the UK. So yeah, it doesn't really matter that much. Then can I start my career in web development? Is it good pay as same as data analytics or data scientist? Sometimes it is better, sometimes it is less. It depends on which type of company you are working for. But if you see average salary of software developers or web developers, it's more than data analysts, and it is still a bit more than data scientists as well in some cases. So yes, from pay perspective as well, I would say web development is good option. MSc data science or MSc data science and analytics in Hertfordshire. I don't remember exactly what is the difference between these two courses, because last time I checked, I was able to find only MSc data science in Hertfordshire University, I think, or maybe it was the analytics one. Don't remember. So let me quickly check what is the difference. MSc data science, University of Hertfordshire. So I'm looking at the modules. Linear modeling, that is optional. Applied data science 1, applied data science 2, data science project, data science core skill bootcamp, data handling and visualization, data mining and discovery, fundamentals of data science, machine learning and neural network. So by just reading the brief description that they have provided, it seems like they are covering everything. Well, it's impossible to cover everything, but they're covering most of the important aspects of data science. So this course looks all right. Now I will try to look for data science and analytics. Let's see what's the difference. So seems like they don't have linear modeling in optional. They have data mining, neural networks and machine learning. Preparation for placement, that is for placement here. Foundation of data science, applied data science and analytics, data science and analytics master's project. Well, I think just to increase the number of students, they have created two different courses, and I think most of the modules will be conducted together. So whoever takes data science analytics and whoever will take data science, they will be in same classes for most of these lectures. As for which one to take, you can take any, but I think data science one sounds better and well structured to me. But both of these courses, they have all the things, well, the important bits in both the courses, so you can go for either. If I had to pick one, I would probably go for MSc data science. Few of my friends have done masters in data science. They still do not have a job. Should I still consider coming to the UK? Well, if you have other options, if you are already working in some company, I would suggest it's better to either switch internally if you are not already working in data science domain. If you really want to get into data science, then try to switch internally. If that is not possible, then try to find a job in some other company as a data scientist. So that is the safest option, because yes, after coming here, you will be investing so much money, and whatever you will learn from the university, that you can learn from other sources as well. The reason why you go to university is to make connections and know how to make connections and how to make use of those things. So that's there. And how much you're able to learn, how good you are with your technical skills. And not just that, communication skills are also very important here. In India, if you have just technical skills, you may be able to find a job. But in the UK, if you only have technical skills, it's not enough. You need good communication skills as well. So if you have good communication skills, if you have good technical skills, then you should be able to find something here within like 6 months to 1 year, I guess. But as a fresher, yes, it is hard. If you are a fresher, then you'll have to struggle a lot more as compared to someone who's having uh, like 2 to 3 years of experience. How is the job market in UK and US? It's same, because obviously number of jobs in US is more as compared to number of jobs in the UK, but then there are more number of students in US as compared to UK. So if we talk about number of people per job, it's same in both the countries. And the competition is high. For each job on LinkedIn, I can see at least 200 people are applying. So that's the kind of competition you have. In regards to the code assignment, what kind of report submission we have to do, and do we need to do citation and references in that as well to avoid plagiarism? So the answer to your second question is yes, you should do citation, referencing, all those kind of things in your reports as well. And what kind of report you need to submit? It's basically you need to introduce with an introduction paragraph what you're doing, how you're doing, and what is the result. That will come in your introduction. And then you can start explaining your steps. So if you're working on a data science project, you need to start from data collection, then data cleaning, then data analysis. If you're doing some machine learning thing, then you need to explain that. And then if you are deploying it, then you can talk about that as well, but I think most of the cases you won't be doing that. So after that, you will need to talk about results, what type of results you have got, and then in conclusion you need to talk about that. So this is the general structure of project report. In your final project or the dissertation, you may have to talk about the work which has been done in the past as well. So that should be the kind of structure that you can follow, and that is the report that you'll have to submit. If you want some examples, you can go to my GitHub and you'll be able to find some reports there. GitHub link will be in the description. I'm in my first year as a computer science student. I am planning for masters after my engineering. What should I start as of now? How can I build my resume strong to get a 6-digit pay? And I'm also planning for masters in USA. Can you please put video of MS aspirants in US and do some interview related CS field? Yeah, I can probably reach out to some of my friends who have done their masters from US. If they are willing to share their experience, then yeah, I will be able to get that video up. Um, how to get a 6-digit pay? I'm not sure, because sometimes it feels like it's very easy to get 6-digit pay in US, and sometimes it feels very hard depending on how much experience you have. As a fresher, I really don't have any idea, because most of my friends, they had at least 2 to 3 years of experience and then they went for masters in US. Some have been able to get 6-digit pay, but then they had some experience. I'm not sure how is it for freshers, but as you are in your first year, I think you have a lot of time, and I think you can build a really good profile, and you are doing computer science, so you need to focus on your basics And by basics I mean data structures and algorithm, databases, and also computer network. So all these core modules, I would say, I may have missed one or two modules, but these are the core modules where you need to be really good at, with all the basic principles. And then whatever programming language you will learn as part of your bachelor's, it's important that you understand ins and outs of those languages. Knowing a particular language is not like a deal breaker, but even if you go for, let's say, masters in computer science, most likely they will teach modules in either C++ or Java. So, and I'm assuming that these languages will be there in your computer science module. So focus on those languages, try to learn those languages as much as you can. And apart from that, you also need to learn popular languages. It can be Python, it can be JavaScript, depending on which stream you want to go into. If you want to go to data science domain, then I think Python is a better option. If you want to go for web development, then you can go for JavaScript. If you want to be into Android development, you can go for Kotlin, things like that. Underlying principles are going to be same for each and every language. So that's why I'm saying be really thorough with C++ or Java. That will help you in picking up other languages. And once you will have good understanding about data structures and algorithm, networks, operating system, things like that, then I think you will be in a good position to be able to answer any kind of questions in interview. And I think that will also open doors in companies like Google, Microsoft, things like that. And if you are able to get into those companies, then six-digit pay is nothing. You will easily be able to make that much there. So those are the things which you need to learn in your bachelor's. Apart from that, it's important to be able to find an internship. So once you finish your first year, try to find an internship in your second year, so that, and try to be in internship for rest of those 3 years. And that way you will have 3 years of experience once you complete your bachelor's. So that should be the target. I know it's hard to find an internship, but it's not impossible. So, and that's the kind of mistake that I did when I was doing my bachelor's. I thought internship is not like that important. I did quite a lot of projects on my own, but I never tried to look for an internship. And yes, doing all those projects, they helped me to learn a lot of concepts. But if I had a professional alongside me, I was working with a professional, then I would have learned a bit more, I guess. So that's why I would suggest it will be really good if you will be able to find an internship uh, in your second year. And if you make good connections in your first year with your seniors, second year, third year, fourth year seniors, and also with your professors, hopefully they will be able to help you in finding an internship. So make sure you do that as well. I hope that gave you a bit of an understanding how you can proceed with your bachelor's and your career. I'm working in Infosys currently. I am sort of working as a data analyst, but switching is very hard due to 90 days notice period. Um, yeah, that is there. But then I think a lot of my friends, they have switched from companies to companies like Infosys, Accenture, Cognizant, and they all have like 90 days notice period. So it's all about, I think, trying. If you are able to get something for now in India, I think that would be the better case. Because let's say you leave your job and then you come here, and then you are and then if you feel like you're struggling a lot to be able to find a job, then I think you'll be in a very sticky position. But then again, if you have that kind of buffer, if you have the affinity to take that kind of risk, then yes, of course, you can do it. Um, but I would say for now, the job market outside India is not good. I don't know how is the job market in India. I have my friends there. They have switched quite recently, so seems like it is possible to do in India and with a good hike as well. So I'm assuming it is possible to do in India, but here, as you already know, you have some friends here and they are struggling to find a job. The job market is not good simply because the competition is way too high here. So if you want to take risk, yes, of course, you can come here, take a master's course, and hopefully after that you'll be able to find a job. But for now, to be on a safer side, I would say switching company or switching a project within Infosys will be a better option. What kind of dress and other items we need to spend 1.5 year in UK as a fresher? Well, apart from food and rent, it's totally up to you where you want to spend money. You can spend on traveling. You can spend on um, you can go for party and stuff. It totally depends on what kind of personality you have and what kind of lifestyle you like. So there are a lot of things where you can spend, but the major thing and the necessities, it's rent and food. Apart from that, I don't think you really need to spend on anything else. Do you know any other streams of masters, as I am in ECE bachelor's? So like you told, you are not interested in ECE, then in that case, I don't think there are other streams that you can go for except for computer science maybe. So I don't know really. How many days hours of work you have per week? So it's 5 days a week and 40 hours per week, so it's like that. But sometimes it can be more than that as well, depending on the nature of the project and deadlines and stuff. So it's that, but it's not too bad. It's all right, but yeah, that's the average number of days per week. How is your day, Roshan? It's good. Slow start, but it's a good day. And luckily, we have some sunshine from past few days because before that it was raining so heavily. I did. I did take breakfast, so that's that. But I still need to cook something for afternoon. So yeah. Are you currently taking any courses or studies? No. Well, I'm not taking any courses. In terms of studies, it's an everyday process. So if I come across any good article related to any new developments in machine learning, AI, things like that, I read those, but I haven't enrolled for any courses as of now. What is the interview process abroad? Is it same as in India? Aptitude, quantitative, logical, and technical round? More or less same, yes. But I have a video discussing about this topic. I will share the link of that video. Hopefully, it will give you a good idea about the different kind of interview process. The video says data science interview, but it is quite same for uh, computer science interviews or software development interviews as well. So this is the link. What is your pay? Well, I cannot disclose that because I was specifically told by HR, but I can give you a rough estimate. It is 40,000 plus uh, pound per year. Sorry, repeating question. My internet cut off when you were answering this. I'm working in Infosys. I'm working in Infosys. Okay, right. So that's the same question. Well, you can probably just go back and rewatch that answer. But in short, um, the safe option is to stay in India and still try to switch because some of my friends they have switched and it is possible. Or you can try to find a different project within Infosys. So that is another option. But if you do have ability to take the risk, if you have some financial cushion, then in that case you can come here and do your masters and then find a job. If you're able to find a job, I think that's really good. But as you already know, the job market is not that great right now, so it is a bit of a risky move. But again, like I told you, it all depends on your level of risk taking abilities. So yeah, that's that. No, I mean, is it like too cold? Dresses like hoodie we could only wear since you are wearing whenever I saw you live. Yeah, it is getting cold quite a lot these days. Morning it was around 1 degree Celsius, something like that. Now the temperature has risen to uh, 7 degrees Celsius. So it is a bit cold, but it's not like you have to buy it often. You can buy it like once um, every 6 months maybe. You can bring like two hoodies from home if you want to, which I won't suggest. You can buy here as well. It's not that expensive. In the UK there is this uh, supermarket chain which is called as Primark, where you can get clothes for quite cheap. So you can get hoodie for what, 10-15 pounds maybe, I guess. So it's not that bad. Well, if you convert it in Indian rupees, then you may feel like you'll be able to find something much cheaper in India. So if you feel that way, then yes, you can bring some. And if you have some space in your luggage, then you can bring like two hoodies, one jacket, and that should be enough. But apart from that, it's not like it's too crazy. You need to buy a lot of different type of clothes. And if you've seen me, then you would have seen like I have what, three hoodies. That's all. So one is this one, and then there is another gray one, and then there is a green one. And I have been here for more than 2 years now, and I have just three hoodies. So they work just fine. You don't really have to buy a lot. We are about to reach 1 hour. If you don't have any more questions, we can end the live Q&A, and I will see you guys next Saturday. But I will wait for another 2-3 minutes. If you still have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. How much INR a person could save per month if he is earning around 35 k per month? Right. So there is this website which will tell you how much will be your in-hand salary. Let me quickly find the link. So if you are earning 35,000 per year, your monthly in-hand salary will be 2,300 pounds. And if you are living in a shared accommodation, so if you are renting one house in if you are renting one room in a house, in that case I think your uh, average rent will be somewhere around 500 pounds. Again, it depends on where you are living. So if you are living in London, it will be much more expensive than this. If you are if you are earning if you are living in places like smaller cities like Durham or something like that, or Newcastle, it will be relatively cheap. So I'm just taking an average of 500 pounds per month, and then you can add around 200 pounds for food, I think. So that will be your food expenses. And let's also add 200 pound, maybe, well, let's add 300 pound for travel and stuff, which you will not do every month, but whenever you will do, uh, it will be around 700, 800 pound or something like that. So let's make that as 300 pound, and then we can also add some shoppings and stuff. So let's add 100 pound for shopping. So it could be related to your clothing and other things as well, which again you will not do every month, but if you do it 2 to 3 months, then yeah. I forgot to add it in the calculator, and I completely forgot how much I was trying to do. So it was 500 plus 200 plus 300, that's 1000, 1100. So you will be able to save around 1000, 1100, something like that. So that will be around 1 lakh Indian rupees per month if you want to save. And this is the link where you can see how much you will earn in hand salary if you know your annual salary. Do you know any state in US for university selection? Which website is that? So this is for UK salary. I'm not sure if there is, well, there will be some other websites for other countries as well, but this is specifically for UK. Do you know any states in US for university selection? No, I don't really know much about that, so I'll try to ask my friends. Hopefully they'll be able to tell something, but I don't know as of now. Well, we are over 1 hour now. Thanks everyone for joining. I will see you guys next Saturday. Uh, 12 p.m. UK time. So have a good weekend and enjoy. Will there be any Indian festival and celebration in campus? There is Indian society or Hindu society or other kind of societies. So if you join those societies, yes, they do celebrate all these festivals. Bye bye everyone. Happy Diwali, Kavya. Happy Diwali everyone.